Before we begin today's message, I want to take a brief moment to speak directly to both my longtime viewers and those of you who are joining this channel for the very first time. Over the past few months, I've had periods of silence, challenges, and changes behind the scenes. Life shifted, energy shifted, and I wasn't able to create as consistently as I wanted to. But today marks a fresh beginning, a reset, a return, not just to content, but to purpose. From this moment forward, I will be showing up consistently, creating powerful, meaningful, high-frequency videos for you, the seekers, the old souls, the awakened ones who come here for clarity, truth, and guidance. To my returning subscribers, thank you for your patience, your messages, and your loyalty. Your presence means more than you know. And to everyone new who has found this channel, you are here at the perfect moment. This space is evolving, and so are you. Now, let us begin today's transmission. The year 2026 did not simply arrive. It unfolded like a door that had been waiting centuries to open. Most people woke up on January 1st believing it was just another new year, a new calendar, a new set of resolutions, a new round of repeating the same old patterns. But for a very small percentage of humanity, the old souls, the empaths, the intuitive ones, the spiritually awakened, something deeper happened. Something that had been building for years finally shifted. And if you are watching this video, you already know in your heart that this year feels different. Not stressful different, not chaotic different, energetically different. Almost like the air around you has changed. Like your inner world is being rearranged. Like the universe is whispering, awaken, your time has come. The Opening Energy OF 2026. A frequency reset. On the surface, 2026 looks normal, but spiritually, energetically, vibrationally, this is the biggest reset humanity has felt since 2012. Not because the world is ending, not because something catastrophic is coming, but because a new collective energy cycle has begun. A cycle designed to awaken the ones who were asleep, elevate the ones who were ready, and activate the ones who were born with a mission and old souls. This year is for you. Because for the last 7 years, you've been clearing, collapsing, releasing, surviving, transforming, healing, breaking, rebuilding. You didn't go through all of that pain for nothing. 2026 is the year where the universe finally says, now watch what happens because you didn't give up. First global wave, the emotional purge, the first energetic wave of 2026 began silently. No cosmic announcement. No obvious sign in the sky, no visible event, but inside people, inside old souls especially, a deep emotional purge began. You might have felt it. Random waves of sadness, past memories resurfacing, old relationships appearing in your thoughts, a sudden need to let go, a sudden craving for solitude, a feeling of, I'm finally done with this version of myself. This is not depression. This is not burnout. This is energetic detoxing. The natural release that happens right before a major spiritual upgrade. You can't enter a new cycle with the weight of an old one. 2026 is clearing the path for you, even when it feels uncomfortable. Second wave, realignment of destiny. Around mid-January, the second wave begins to hit. This is the wave most people don't understand, because while others feel confused, old souls feel something else. Alignment, direction, purpose. Even if they can't explain it, they feel it. Signs intensify. Random motivation, clarity coming out of nowhere, sudden decisions, feeling called to change your life, feeling guided by something unseen, noticing synchronicities daily, repeating numbers, 111, 222, 555, feeling emotionally lighter, even without reason. This is not random. This is spiritual calibration. Your life path is being realigned with the vibration you are stepping into. It's like the universe is shifting timelines, removing old paths, closing doors that aren't for you, and pulling you toward the life you were always meant to live. 2026 is not about waiting for signs. 2026 is the sign. Third wave, awakening of inner power. The third wave is the strongest. When it hits, you will feel it like a switch turning on. This is the awakening of your intuition, your inner knowing, your highest wisdom, your dormant gifts. your sensitivity, your creative power, your life purpose. Old souls have spent years doubting themselves, years hiding, years second-guessing their gifts, years shrinking so others would feel comfortable. Not anymore. 2026 is the year where your soul refuses to stay small. You will begin speaking truth louder, knowing what you must do, feeling fearless, feeling guided, feeling protected, feeling unstoppable, feeling reborn. This year activates the version of you that your past tried to break but failed. A message to THEOLD souls. If life has felt heavy since 2020, if you lost people, places, identities, dreams, if you felt alone on your path, if you kept healing even when you were exhausted, if you kept trying even when no one understood you, then 2026 is not just a new year for you. It is your arrival year, your rebirth year, your alignment year. All the chapters that nearly broke you were preparing you for the moment you finally remember who you are, and the universe is whispering. Now it begins. Why 2026 belongs to the old souls. Because old souls feel energy before the world notices. Awaken earlier, understand deeper, transform faster, break cycles across generations, anchor the new global frequency, lead silently, heal instinctively, rise when others fall, carry wisdom beyond their age. You didn't get a difficult life because you were cursed. You got a difficult life because you were chosen. You were the one your family lineage waited for. You were the one your ancestors whispered to. You were the one who agreed to come here during a time of global transformation. 2026 is the beginning of the life you were meant to live after decades of living for others. And yes, you will rise this year in ways you never have before. Section 2. The energetic architecture of 2026. 2026 is not a random year in the grand timeline of human awakening. It is a pivotal point in the energetic architecture of this decade, the moment where invisible forces begin aligning in a way humanity has not experienced in centuries. And old souls will feel this more strongly than anyone, because 2026 is not simply arriving. It is unfolding in layers, like a cosmic blueprint finally being revealed. To understand this year, you must understand the 4 energetic pillars that shape the entire frequency of 2026. Pillar 1. The collapse of the old identity. Every old soul will face a moment this year that feels like standing at the edge of their former self. You may feel, I'm done with the old version of me. I can't pretend anymore. I'm not going back. This chapter is truly over. Something inside me has awakened. This is not an emotional phase. It is an identity collapse. Your soul is shedding an outdated version of you that cannot follow you into the new cycle. Many old souls will feel suddenly uninterested in old friendships, detached from old habits, uncomfortable in old environments, called to erase old versions of themselves online, uninterested in explaining themselves, ready to rebuild their life from zero. Even the things you tolerated in 2024 and 2025 will feel impossible in 2026. You are not changing. You are returning to the version of yourself you were meant to be before the world conditioned you. The old identity collapses, so the true identity can emerge. This collapse is not the end. It is the beginning. Pillar 2. The rise of the soul frequency. 2026 is the first year of what spiritual observers call the soul frequency era, the period when people begin making life decisions based not on fear, logic, or survival, but on energy alignment. You will begin to notice this in yourself. You no longer force things. If something feels energetically wrong, you stop. If something feels aligned, you move immediately. Your intuition becomes louder than your thoughts. Your body responds faster to energy than emotions. You make decisions in seconds that used to take you years. For old souls, this shift is massive because this entire time, you were never meant to follow the world's logic. You were meant to follow your frequency. This is why you always felt different, out of place, ahead of your time, unable to tolerate certain environments, sensitive to energy that others ignored, drawn to deeper meaning. 2026 is the first year where your soul frequency finally guides your path without interruption. It is a year where your inner energy becomes your compass. And when you follow that compass, you will notice something remarkable. Synchronicities increase. Opportunities flow. The right people appear. The wrong people fade. Clarity becomes natural. Life begins to fit again. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. Pillar 3. The turning of the timeline. 2026 is a timeline turning year. Not in the dramatic, Hollywood sense, but in the spiritual, internal, destiny-shaping sense. Old souls will experience one or more of the following: a sudden calling, a powerful urge to move, change, start, end, or transform something, a life redirection moment, a choice that shifts your life's trajectory in a new direction, a timeline correction, something you lost returns in a new, healed form, something you thought you wanted disappears effortlessly, a now I see it revelation, a moment of clarity that changes everything, a sacred encounter, meeting someone who shifts your consciousness, even if the encounter is brief, a destiny activation, feeling pulled toward your purpose, your mission, your next chapter. Many old souls will feel, I can't explain it, but I know what I must do. My life is changing, and I'm finally okay with it. I feel guided. I finally understand my journey. This is timeline turning, and it is happening because you are ready. Pillar 4. The year of soul visibility. Old souls have lived most of their lives hidden behind responsibilities, fear, survival, trauma, self-doubt, other people's expectations, silence, intuition they didn't trust. But 2026 marks the beginning of soul visibility, meaning your gifts will be seen, your wisdom will be respected, your presence will be felt, your spirit will be recognized, your energy will speak louder than words. Your impact will happen naturally, even if you don't try. Your presence will affect others, because this is the year your soul stops whispering and begins speaking clearly, not only to you, but through you. Your intuition, creativity, healing abilities, wisdom, discernment, perceptiveness, energetic presence will all intensify this year. You become more powerful simply by existing as your true self. The Inner Shift OF January. The soul cracking open. Most people think change happens suddenly, but old souls know change begins quietly, inside, in the soul. January 2026 carries an intense inner shift frequency, amplified intuition, emotional sensitivity, the urge to detach, the desire for silence, deep reflection, strong symbolic dreams, vivid spiritual insight, higher psychic awareness, a craving for authenticity, zero tolerance for draining people. It is the month where the soul breaks out of confinement and breathes freely again. You may feel, something inside me is waking up. I feel like a different person. I'm finally remembering who I am. I'm not afraid anymore. I feel guided. This is soul awakening energy. It is subtle, but powerful, silent, but undeniable, gentle, but life-changing. The Global Pattern OF 2026. A world that no longer fits The old. You will notice a pattern this year. People who refuse to grow will feel uncomfortable. People who resist change will feel stuck. People who cling to the old will feel lost. But people who surrender, people who trust their intuition, people who follow their energy will rise effortlessly. Old souls do not rise through struggle. They rise through alignment. That is what 2026 brings. Not force, not battle, not pushing, but flow. Flow that feels like everything is finally moving. I'm attracting what's meant for me. Life is not fighting me anymore. My path is opening. This is who I really am. 2026 is the first year life starts supporting you because you are finally living as the true you, not the conditioned you, not the wounded you, not the fearful you, not the silent you, but the awakened you. Section 3. The Inner Recalibration. Why old souls feel everything more strongly in 2026. There is something rare happening inside every old soul this year. A kind of inner recalibration that cannot be fully explained through logic, only felt. 2026 is the year where your inner world expands faster than your outer world. And because of that, certain sensations will grow stronger than ever. These sensations are not signs of weakness. They are signs of transition, evidence that your soul is upgrading its internal system. let us explore the 5 major inner shifts that every awakened soul will feel in 2026. 1. The dissolving of emotional armor. For years, maybe decades, you have carried an emotional armor around your heart, not because you were closed, but because you had to survive. You had to be strong. You had to stay silent. You had to hold everything together. You had to endure things you never talked about. Old souls often grew up feeling responsible for everyone else's emotions, and so you carried a shield. But in 2026, the shield begins to dissolve. You may notice emotions rising suddenly, tears coming without warning, empathy becoming overwhelming, memories resurfacing, suppressed grief asking to be released. Do not fear this. This is not your heart breaking. This is your heart unfreezing. For the first time, your emotions are not something you manage. They are something you hear. They speak. They reveal. They guide. The dissolving of your emotional armor is not a collapse. It is an expansion. It is your soul returning to softness. The softness you lost along the way to the increase in intuitive downloads. January through April 2026 is predicted to be one of the strongest intuitive periods old souls have ever lived through. You may notice vivid dreams, symbolic visions, strong gut feelings, sudden clarity, knowing without explanation, sensing things before they happen. This is because your intuitive channel is finally wide open. For decades, intuition came through gently, in signs, in whispers, in symbolic nudges. But now, it arrives like a full transmission, because the soul frequency of 2026 is aligned with higher perception. This year, intuition becomes more reliable than logic. It becomes your main navigation tool. You may even feel, I don't know why, but I know exactly what I must do. That is the voice of alignment. Listen to it. The more you trust intuition this year, the more your path opens effortlessly. 3. The release of old timelines. One of the most powerful shifts of 2026 is what spiritual teachers call timeline release. This is when old versions of your life begin dissolving in the background. You may feel nostalgia without reason, old dreams losing their meaning, people from your past fading quietly, places you once loved no longer resonating, goals that once mattered becoming irrelevant, old attachments dissolving peacefully. This can feel strange, like your past is losing color, because it is. Your soul is not erasing your history. It is releasing the timeline you outgrew. You are not losing interest in your past. You are graduating from it. Consider this. What if the old version of your life has already ended energetically, and you are only now catching up? This is why January feels strange, like you are standing between two worlds. The world you are leaving, and the world waiting to be lived. This is a natural part of soul evolution. 2026 is not asking you to forget the past. It is asking you to release the version of yourself that lived there. For the need for solitude and deep rest, old souls will feel an intense need for solitude in 2026. Not because you are isolating, but because your system is recalibrating. Your nervous system is healing. Your energy is realigning. Your intuition is sharpening. This process requires quiet. You may feel needing more sleep, waking up tired, craving silence, avoiding loud environments, wanting deep inner peace, feeling drained by certain people, needing space without explanation. This is not laziness. This is energetic integration. Your body is upgrading to match the new frequency of 2026. Think of it like downloading a soul update. The system must reboot. It must process. It must rest. Solitude becomes medicine. Silence becomes nourishment. Stillness becomes power. Do not resist this. Your soul is not withdrawing. It is reorganizing. 5. The reawakening of inner purpose. Perhaps the most beautiful shift of 2026 is this. Your purpose begins to wake up again, not as pressure, not as obligation, not as expectation, but as excitement, a subtle inner spark, a quiet pull towards something meaningful, a whisper saying, there is something I must do. Purpose in 2026 does not come from the mind. It comes from the soul. You may feel drawn toward a new direction, a new lifestyle, a new project, a new form of self-expression, a new spiritual path, a new chapter of your destiny. This is not random. Something inside you is returning. Something you thought was lost. Something you thought was too late. Something you once dreamed about. 2026 brings it back. Not because you force it, but because you are aligned enough to receive it. Old souls will notice. Passion returning. Clarity appearing. Motivation rising. Creativity awakening. Purpose becoming undeniable. This is the soul's rebirth. The spiritual meaning of these inner shifts. When you combine these 5 inner shifts, the dissolving of emotional armor, the rise of intuition, the release of old timelines, the craving for solitude, the reawakening of purpose, you get something extraordinary. A soul stepping into its true timeline for the first time. You are not becoming someone new. You are remembering someone ancient, someone powerful, someone wise, someone whole. 2026 is not about changing your life. It is about aligning with the life that was always meant for you. This inner recalibration is the universe adjusting you to match your true frequency. It is preparing you for the chapter ahead, a chapter where life flows, synchronicity increases, clarity deepens, and purpose becomes magnetic. This is why 2026 feels different. It is different, and old souls feel it most, because this year was designed for them. Section 4, the collective energy shift of 2026. What humanity is stepping into. While Section 3 focuses on the inner transformation of individual souls, Section 4 moves into the global energetic landscape, the larger currents shaping Earth in 2026. Because whether we realize it or not, our personal awakening is happening within a collective awakening cycle that is accelerating at a speed humanity has not experienced in centuries. 2026 is not simply another year. It is a pivotal turning point where 3 major energetic cycles intersect. 1. The end of a 7-year awakening window. 2. The beginning of a 9-year soul expansion cycle. 3. The peak of the collective frequency rise. When these 3 cycles converge, humanity undergoes something profound. A collective timeline split, not physical separation, but energetic divergence. Let's explore the 3 major collective energy waves that shape 2026 and influence every soul on Earth. 1. The decline of the old world frequency. To understand the new, we must first recognize the fading of the old. Between 2019 and 2025, humanity lived through a global cycle of instability, fear, confusion, division, emotional exhaustion, spiritual pressure, rapid truth exposure. These years were the compression period, a time when everything hidden was pushed to the surface. 2026 marks the moment where this compression finally begins to release. You may notice systems losing influence, old structures weakening, outdated beliefs dissolving, institutions struggling to adapt, global narratives losing power, collective exhaustion reaching a breaking point. This is not collapse. This is decluttering. On a planetary scale, when a frequency cannot survive in a higher vibration, it naturally falls away. The old world is not ending. It is being outgrown by the souls waking up inside it. In 2026, humanity no longer resonates with fear-based control systems. People are questioning more, seeking deeper answers, looking inward instead of outward, and refusing to live in cycles of emotional survival. This is the first sign of planetary frequency rising. The old frequency dissolves, not through revolution, but through irrelevance. Humanity is simply done with it. 2. The rising of a new collective frequency. As the old dissolves, a higher collective frequency rises in its place. This rise is subtle but powerful, like the quiet brightness before sunrise. Some signs of this frequency shift include more people seeking spiritual meaning, a rise in meditation, healing, and inner work, increased emotional awareness, more conversations about intuition, a strong desire for authenticity, a global move towards simplicity, the seeking of deeper purpose, the rejection of shallow living, collective burnout from the old way of life, people choosing peace over drama. In previous years, awakening was limited to pockets of individuals. Now, it is spreading across entire groups, communities, and even regions. 2026 is the year where spiritual awareness moves from individual experience to collective consciousness. Not everyone awakens at the same time, but the collective shift becomes impossible to ignore. You may see it even in small ways. People being kinder, strangers helping strangers, communities forming, collective compassion rising, empathy returning, people caring about their energy, people wanting emotional healing, conversations shifting to meaning, not materialism. These are signs of a world moving toward a new frequency. Humanity is remembering what matters, remembering who we are, remembering that we are not separate, remembering that we share one emotional field. And as this awareness spreads, the entire human timeline shifts. 3. The acceleration of soul timelines. Throughout 2026, one of the strongest global energies is timeline acceleration. This is not physical speed, it is energetic speed. It means soul lessons come faster, manifestations come faster, consequences come faster, inner truth appears faster, alignment happens faster, misalignment becomes uncomfortable faster. Everything responds instantly to your energy. This is why old souls feel confusion when going the wrong direction, clarity when going the right direction, rapid shifts in mood or intuition, sudden changes in relationships, quick endings and beginnings, fast realignments, strong inner signals guiding them. In 2026, your soul moves at a higher frequency than your old identity. That means the life you once tolerated becomes impossible to stay in. Jobs you've outgrown fall away. Relationships that drain you lose meaning. Environments that dim you feel heavier. Cycles that once felt normal now feel unbearable. This is not punishment. This is acceleration. You are being gently forced into your true path. The universe no longer allows old souls to live in misalignment. This is why 2026 feels intense. It is because the timeline you belong on is pulling you forward, faster, stronger, more clearly. And the more you resist, the more uncomfortable it feels. But the moment you align, the moment you say, I choose the life meant for me, everything opens. Doors open, people appear, guidance becomes clear, synchronicity becomes constant, energy returns, purpose awakens, life flows. This acceleration is a collective phenomenon. Millions of souls are shifting timelines at once. THE global spiritual consequence. A soft timeline split. Many people speak of timeline splits, and while the concept sounds dramatic, the truth is simpler. The split is energetic, not physical. It means people in fear will attract fear-based timelines. People in awakening will attract higher frequency timelines. Both groups will live on the same planet, but experience very different emotional realities. This split is based on frequency, not belief. Two people could live in the same city and live completely different realities. One sees chaos, the other sees opportunity. One feels fear, the other grows spiritually. One feels the world closing, the other feels the world opening. This is not separation, it is alignment. Everyone is moving to the timeline that matches their vibration. And this is why old souls feel the world is changing faster. People are acting differently. Conversations are shifting. Relationships feel different. Priorities are changing. It is not the world falling apart. It is the world reorganizing into higher frequency paths. The collective awakening is only beginning. 2026 is not the peak. It is the activation year. The year the global energetic field turns in a new direction. It is the year humanity begins choosing consciousness over survival. It is the year inner truth becomes louder than outer noise. It is the year old souls begin leading a silent transformation through their own alignment. This collective shift affects everything: global conversations, emotional awareness, relationships, life purpose, values, priorities, spiritual sensitivity, intuitive awakening, the desire for authenticity, the rejection of shallow living. Humanity is moving from mind-driven living to soul-driven living. The world is not ending. The world is awakening, and you are awakening with it. Section 5. What old souls are being called to do in 2026. 2026 is the year when the universe stops waiting for you and starts moving through you. There comes a moment in every old soul's life when the universe whispers, your time has come. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when everything feels stable, but now. in the raw, imperfect, beautifully chaotic, in-between moment you are standing in. 2026 is that moment. The energy of this year is not passive. It is not gentle background guidance. It isn't the soft whisper you've been hearing in previous years. It is a call, a summons, a vibration that demands response. Because the truth is simple. Old souls did not incarnate for comfort. They incarnated for transition. And 2026 is the transition year. It is the year when hidden things surface, when the inner self becomes louder than the external noise, and when every old soul is pushed toward the version of themselves they are destined to become. So what exactly are you being called to do? Let's go deep. 1. You are being called to step out of the holding pattern. For the last 3 to 7 years, many old souls felt stuck in an invisible loop, not because nothing was happening, but because everything was happening inside. You were healing wounds you didn't even know were still open. You were completing karmic threads from years, even lifetimes ago. You were dissolving contracts, cutting energetic ties, and releasing identities you outgrew long ago. From the outside, it may have looked like your life wasn't moving fast enough. Opportunities came, but didn't fully land. You felt ready, but the world wasn't responding. You kept ending up back at zero. But you weren't stagnant. You were in incubation. And 2026 is the year when incubation ends. You are being asked to move again, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if you don't know the full plan, even if the path isn't visible yet. This year rewards momentum, not perfection, not control, not certainty, momentum. The universe is saying, take 1 step, I'll meet you with 10. 2. You are being called to stop hiding your gifts. Old souls have a strange habit. They underestimate themselves, not because they lack confidence, but because their gifts feel too natural to seem important. You might have dismissed your intuition, your ability to feel energy, your ability to guide others, your inner wisdom, your creative calling, your healing presence, your ability to sense truth. But 2026 is not the year for smallness. This energy cycle amplifies the soul's true frequency, and it becomes painful to pretend you're less powerful than you are. This year, anything you hide will start hurting. Your throat, your heart, your nervous system, your health. Everything begins to push you to express your truth rather than suppress it. The universe isn't punishing you. It is activating you. Your gifts are needed. Your voice is needed. Your presence is needed. And if you don't step forward voluntarily, life will begin rearranging things so you have no choice but to step into your purpose. 3. You are being called to cut the energetic weight. 2026 brings a new frequency, and certain people, habits, and attachments simply cannot come with you. You already feel it. Some relationships feel heavy. Some conversations drain you. Some environments feel suffocating. Some behaviors feel out of alignment. Some versions of you feel outdated. And deep down, you know, you cannot enter the new cycle with the old weight. This year demands radical energetic clarity. Who supports your soul? Who keeps you small? Who speaks to your highest timeline? Who only understands your past self? Be honest. Not cruel, but honest. Because the universe will not allow you to carry expired connections into a year designed for expansion. Old soul, 2026 is the year of energetic lightness. Your next timeline requires space, and something needs to be released to create it. For you are being called to follow synchronicities, not logic. 2026 is not a logical year. It is a frequency-driven year. Your intuition will be louder than ever. Signs will appear faster. Synchronicities will cluster. Dreams will become clearer. Repeating numbers will intensify. Coincidences will stop being coincidences. Because this year, the universe communicates in real time. Old souls will notice. Answers appearing seconds after asking. Messages showing up through strangers. Perfect timing becoming the norm. Gut feelings becoming impossible to ignore. Random thoughts turning into guidance. The more aligned you are, the more the universe will bend reality to meet you. The old timeline relied on effort. The new timeline relies on alignment. Stop asking, is this logical? Start asking, does this feel like truth? 5. You are being called to build what you've been delaying. Every old soul has the thing, the dream, the project, the calling, the creation, the mission, the version of themselves they keep seeing. You've been carrying it for years. maybe since childhood. You knew it wasn't time before, but now the timing finally clicks. 2026 is the year when that dream stops feeling distant and starts feeling inevitable. The universe is no longer whispering, prepare. It's saying, begin. Write the book, start the channel, launch the project, create the work, speak the truth, teach the message, build the foundation, take the risk, say yes. There is something in your heart that refuses to die because it is part of your soul mission. If you ignore it, you will feel restless. If you follow it, everything aligns. 6. You are being called to lead by frequency, not force. Old souls naturally lead, but not by control. You lead by presence, by stability, by wisdom, by grounded emotional strength, by the peace other people feel around you, by the clarity in your eyes when everyone else is confused. 2026 will push you into subtle leadership. You won't try to lead. Your energy will simply lead. Family will seek your advice. Friends will come to you for direction. Strangers will open up to you. People will trust you without knowing why, because your soul has matured in ways your mind hasn't even fully realized yet. This year, do not run from that role. Who you become in 2026 will influence more people than you imagine. 7. You are being called to choose your timeline. Here is the deepest truth of this section. 2026 is the year of timeline divergence. Some people will stay in cycles of fear. Some will stay in cycles of scarcity. Some will stay in cycles of emotional chaos. Some will choose comfort over evolution. But old souls, you are being asked to choose the higher timeline. A timeline of alignment, truth, expansion, healing, purpose, abundance, inner sovereignty, emotional mastery, deep spiritual clarity. 2026 gives you a doorway. Not everyone will walk through it. Not everyone will recognize it, but you feel it. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening. That's why this message found you. The question is simple. Will you step through? 8. You are being called to become who you truly are. More than anything, 2026 calls you into embodiment. Not knowing, not preparing, not studying, not waiting, becoming. You are no longer allowed to live as the half version of yourself. The world needs your full presence, your voice, your courage, your wisdom, your vibration, your truth, your light, your leadership, your gifts. This is the year when everything in you rises, because everything in the universe is rising. 2026 is not just another year. It is your year of emergence. You didn't survive everything you survived to stay the same. You didn't heal for years just to shrink again. You didn't awaken to go back to sleep. This is your activation point. Step forward. Step fully. Step consciously. Your soul chose this timeline for a reason, and that reason is unfolding now. Section 6. Final transmission. THE moment your soul has been preparing for. This is the transmission every old soul was meant to hear as 2026 begins. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of this year resting in your chest. Feel the quiet hum behind your heartbeat. Feel the subtle electricity under your skin. That feeling is not imagination. It is activation. Because the truth is this: 2026 is not happening to you. It is happening through you. You are not simply entering a new year. You are entering a new frequency, a new identity, a new timeline, a new version of your own soul. And right now, in this moment, the universe is delivering a message. You are ready. More ready than your mind believes. More powerful than you remember. Let's go deeper. 1. The energy of 2026 recognizes you. There are years that feel random, unpredictable, chaotic. 2026 is not one of them. This year feels personal, intentional, almost as if it has been silently waiting for you to arrive. Everything you experienced before, the heartbreaks, the endings, the delays, the emotional storms, the sudden awakenings, the collapses, the breakthroughs, they were not detours. They were preparation cycles. 2026 is the year they finally make sense. Your soul has reached a point where the past no longer defines you. It informs you. It strengthens you. It shapes you. But it does not limit you. This year sees you. It recognizes you. It welcomes you. You are stepping into the frequency you were always meant to embody. 2. This is the year you stop asking for permission. Old souls are polite by nature, empathetic, considerate. self-aware, gentle, but sometimes too gentle. You shrink so others feel comfortable. You silence your intuition so you don't seem too spiritual. You downplay your gifts so no one feels intimidated. You wait for signs, reassurance, validation. But 2026 brings a different energy, a rising, undeniable inner authority. This is the year you stop seeking permission to exist as your full self. No more apologizing for your sensitivity. No more hiding your spiritual understanding. No more pretending to be small so others can feel big. No more diluting your truth. This is your emergence year, the year your soul takes the lead. The year your energy speaks louder than your words. The year your presence becomes undeniable. The universe is not asking you to be louder, or more forceful, or more aggressive. It is asking you to be authentic, aligned, awake, deeply rooted in your truth, because your truth is your power. 3. The timeline split is real, and you are stepping into the higher one. This part is subtle but important. You may already feel the separation. Some people are choosing fear. Others are choosing consciousness. Some cling to old patterns. Others feel pulled toward growth. Some repeat the same cycles. Others break them completely. 2026 is like a doorway with two paths. The path of contraction and the path of expansion. Old souls are not forced. They are invited. You can stay in the familiar, or you can step into your evolution. And here's the truth. Your body knows which timeline is yours. Your emotions know. Your intuition knows. Your dreams know. Your synchronicities know. Your soul knows. Every part of your being is pulling you forward. All you have to do is stop resisting. For you are not alone. Others like you are waking up. This part matters. Sometimes the spiritual path feels lonely, like you're the only one seeing the patterns, feeling the shifts, experiencing the awakenings. But 2026 is different. This year, old souls will begin finding each other. You will meet people who speak your language, the language of energy, symbolism, intuition, purpose, synchronicity, awakening. Conversations will feel deeper. Connections will feel faded. People will enter your life and it will feel like, I've known you before. Because on a soul level, you have. This is the year your soul tribe starts appearing. Not all at once, but intentionally. The universe will bring them to you at the exact moments you need each other. 5. Your future self is already reaching back for you. Here is the most powerful truth of this final transmission. Your future self already exists, and they are guiding you. The version of you who is healed, aligned, purpose-driven, empowered, abundant, awake, magnetic. They are standing in your future timeline and pulling you toward them. Every intuitive nudge, that's them. Every synchronicity, that's them. Every strong feeling of turn here, not there, say yes, walk away, that's them. Your future self is not waiting for you. They are helping you, supporting you, clearing your path, strengthening your intuition, making the next step impossible to ignore. Your job in 2026? Listen, trust, move. When your intuition says go, go. When your heart says speak, speak. When your energy says leave, leave. When your soul says begin, begin. You are not guessing anymore. You are aligning. 6. The final realization. This year is your turning point. Every old soul has a before and after moment, a moment that becomes the dividing line in their lifetime. For many, that moment is this year. Not because something dramatic will happen outside you, but because something irreversible is happening inside you. A shift, a rising, a remembering, a clarity, a soul-level activation. You are not who you were in 2025. You can feel it. You don't think the same. You don't sense the same. You don't dream the same. You don't want the same things. This is your transformation year. This is your emergence year. This is your alignment year. And if you allow it, this will be the year your entire life starts moving in the direction of your soul. Final words. Old soul. You didn't come this far to hesitate now. You didn't heal this much to shrink again. You didn't awaken to ignore your intuition. You didn't survive your past just to repeat it. You are ready. 2026 is your year. Step into it fully. When you do, everything you have been waiting for will finally begin moving toward you.